So I just realized a huge problem with this material. So I've been able to add an opacity mask at the bottom of the raffia. So we would have when I use this, um I would have something like this edge finish. So I won't have a very sharp line. You would see the straws protrude uneven basically, so at the edges like this. And I realized I also need the same thing for this top, the straws that go on the top here. So let's create another opacity max so you get to see how I create my opacity max. I'm going to create an opacity max for the top here. Okay, let's just go straight into Substance Designer. So this is the opacity max I created for the bottom. It's right here, this one. I want to do the same thing for the top here. I want a max at the top and one just at the middle. So what do we do? The first thing is so I have this safe transform that is blended with this shape. I'm just going to duplicate this shape. So I have this shape and I'm going to use the same transform. I'm just going to add a blend modifier here. A blend, sorry, not modifier. Mr. Blender. A blend node and I plug that in, usually multiply. Yeah. So I've multiplied that. And I think another thing I'm going to do is scale this a little lower, like bring it down a little because it's going to be at the top, it's going to cut this area. And what else? I'm going to place it transform to the, just going to move it up. Yeah. Let me just eyeball it. I'm going to fix the correct position later. So now I'm just going to eyeball this. So let's say this is the mask that is going to take away some of these edges. Yeah. Let's do the same for the top. Okay, so now same process. I have to duplicate this. Select all this. Control C, Control V. Have this one. So I want this to flip, rotates the other way. Okay, how do I approach this? I think I have to create a new smart transform. Yeah, smart, safe transform rather, grayscale. Okay, and I'm going to rotate this, say, this way. First of all, let me add a transform to the, going to rotate everything, move it up here. So if you notice the thing is clipping at the bottom, usually I turn off tiling. So no tiling. Let's put this mask here. Just going to scale a bit. Okay, so we have this and we have this. These are going to be our two masks. Now we blend this too. Just going to add linear dodge. So we have these two masks and this is what I'm going for. So this becomes our edge that takes away this stuff. Now we can't visualize this. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to add a dot node and call this top mask straws. Okay, let's call this top mask straw. And I already have an opacity max for the bottom here, which is what I created a while ago. So I'm going to add this to opacity mask. I could do it here, or I could come here and do it here instead. So I think that area is filled up. So let me just do it here. Let me bring a dot node, select the top mask. This is the bottom mask. It's, sorry, top mask straw, this one. And I'm going to add it, blend it with the previous opacity mask. So let's use the add linear dot. So we have the mask here. And now we just plug that in, transform grayscale. And as you can see from here, we can see that we have some chipping away at the edge of this mask. So I realize this one, this bottom has to come lower to be able to make room for the beginning of the main roof texture. So let's just come back to our transform, and this one, and I'm just going to bring it lower till I get what I want. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is good. I think this is all right. So let's see the top. Yeah, so one thing I would like to do is to tighten this mask a little. So like if you notice it's a bit blurry, I want it to be sharp. So I'm just going to use the levels just before here, other levels, and I think bring my black values so we have more sharp lines here in the mask. Yeah. So this is basically it. This is basically it. Let's preview this in Marmoset 2 back. Let's see what it looks like in Marmoset. I already have the scene I created. Nope. So while that is loading, I would quickly export this opacity mask I've created. It's right here. So I inverted it to be, because in opacity the black it's the transparent, the white is the opaque. So this, I'm just going to export the output, and I'm going to export just my opacity, export output. So let's come back to Marmoset 2 bag, and here it's what it looks like. It's automatically updates here in Marmoset, and I think this is better than what I had before. This is what I'm going for, something that I can use to properly cover the roof and have um, everything just flow naturally and not have some sharp lines. So all right, thank you for watching. Cheers.